Muffin! Behave! Sit still! Muffin! Behave! Hey there.
Yeah, alright, I'm in.
Yeah, well, I'm really looking forward to getting a new headset over the course of this week, so that way I don't have to worry about the set that I've got right now.
Are you having some technical difficulties?
Well, it's a good job the microphone still works, thankfully. It's just the fact that the sound is only coming out of one earphone rather than both.
Not ideal. Workable, but not ideal.
Yeah. Anyway, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the start of this evening's Extreme Racing League coverage. It's the big boys, as always, to start off with. Standard bearers, the X1 division. We are here on the streets of the legendary Monaco, and with me on commentary, he was racing last week, but he's back on commentary this week. It's Mr. Matt Anderson. Matt, welcome along this evening as always.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm definitely glad to be here, and not racing tonight. Enough is one is enough for a weekend.
Yeah, so we're just waiting for a few other drivers to make their way into the lobby. We do have one race ban to bring you up to speed on, folks. Rian Fori for causing first corner drama, which we've seen so often throughout the course of the Extreme Racing League, and because of his turn one carnage, he is serving a race ban. So there's only going to be one Haas driver this evening, providing they show up, and indeed they have showed up. Elijah LeBlanc, the sole Haas driver for this evening. But race bans aside, let's have a quick recap of the championship standings while we're getting ready to start this session off. We've got Arthur Bowler at the top of the championship with 65 points. Last season's champion, I should say, Anthony Waddington and Philip Nilsson both tied on 57 points. But by virtue of better race results, it's Waddington that is in control of second place in the championship. Then you've got Dean Barry. Big shout out to him for providing me the up-to-date championship standings. He's on 42 points. Last season's runner-up, Owen Lewis, with 37. Then you've got Anthony Bauer, Waddington's teammate, with 35. And then you've got the boss himself, Mr. Cesar Lopez, with 31 points. Hanil Patel with 28. Rian Fori with 16 points, serving a race ban tonight. And Michael Booker with 10 points. That's your top 10. The Constructors' Championship, it's a three-way dogfight for the top of the championship standings. You've got Mercedes at the top with 97, Red Bull with 92, and Racing Point with 88. We're just having a quick look at the Twitch chat. We've got Aliro watching along this evening, as always. Welcome along. Bex_Q. Time zone. Sounds like that's somebody from across the pond. Nevertheless, welcome along this evening. Just a couple of minutes to go before we get started. I'll just run you through the runners and riders for this evening. At the moment, we've got Waddington, Lopez, Booker, Bauer, Ivan, LeBlanc, Lewis, Diaz, Harley, Chris Harley, Bowler, the championship leader, Dean Barry, Philip Nilsson, JBL, Jorge Simone celebrated his birthday earlier this weekend, so and Mike Malis made his on-track return last night in the Talk of the Devil League. And if last night was anything to go by, we could be in for another classic this evening. So we've got Mike Malis watching from his homeland in Greece. Welcome along, Mike. Great to have you back on the racetrack. And then we've got Hanil Patel, Pete Pellini, Neil, and then we've got Ben Hazelwood. He'll be our race steward for this evening. So it doesn't look like anybody else is going to be joining us. It's just hit 5 o'clock here. Looks like everyone is going to start readying up very shortly. Yeah, Mike Malis in the Twitch chat. He always enjoys the commentary that we are able to provide, and we have one last driver joining the lobby, Rickard, who races in X2. He is filling in for Mercedes this evening. And Michael Booker giving us the all clear for the go ahead to start getting ready for the race.
I'd be interested to hear how many finishes our viewers think we're going to have. I feel we could maybe have a little competition.
Yeah, that is interesting. You can let us know, folks, how many drivers do you think will finish tonight? Because we ended up with 10 drivers that finished in Formula 1 last night, and and Rickard just posting in the chat saying 4 drivers will finish this evening. That's quite bold. We'll wait and see what happens.
Never say never at Monaco.
Absolutely. We could end up having a repeat of 1996 when only 3 drivers saw the checkered flag.
I have a feeling that's going to be X2 a little bit later on.
Yeah, but nevertheless, everyone's starting to ready up. So we're about to head over to the legendary streets of Monte Carlo. There's 18 drivers this evening, so we'll be losing the slowest 3 drivers from this first part of qualifying. It is going to be, like I said earlier, if last night was anything to go by, this could be another war of attrition tonight. Not just for X1, but for the entirety of the Extreme Racing League.
There was double penalty points in effect as well, so any incidents will be very harshly judged.
Absolutely, yeah. That just shows how tough it is around this circuit. It's with the nature of the circuit. It's only 2.07 miles. It's the shortest track on the F1 calendar. So here we go, qualifying. About to get underway.
The Grand Hotel hairpin is the slowest corner of the entire year and has had many names over the years, depending on who owns the hotel overlooking the tight left-hand. An accident here can cause quite the traffic jam, so drivers need to be extra careful on lap 1.
Some of the drivers in qualifying last night as well were meeting the walls. There was quite a few retirements in qualifying. It's not an easy track to have to push for a lap time round. Nobody feeling brave yet.
Well, looks like I've just had a message from Alira, asking me if I'm going to be going to the Monaco race itself with them at the end of May. I mean, yeah, sure, if you want me to come along. Because bearing in mind, folks, I've never been to an F1 race before, but I have been to Silverstone, but that was just for the British touring cars. But oh boy, heading to Monaco? That would be a fun weekend.
Jenson Button, on the other hand, had to wait 113 races before tasting victory, and went on to become world champion.
Still nobody out on track. I don't think we've ever really had this before, have we?
The fastest part of the track here, the tunnel, can present some of the biggest challenges. The drivers will experience a massive loss of downforce. The track is very slippery offline.
Looks like we've encountered technical issues already.
The track will remain dry. A real
This is the sort of thing we really could do without.
A win here today on the streets of Monte Carlo will put drivers alongside greats such as Niki Lauda, Michael Schumacher, and Ayrton Senna, who have all tasted victory here.
Looks like at this point they may have to do
The top three drivers to receive their trophies and celebrate. Instead, they used to climb a set of steps under the royal family's viewing gallery. Now, though, the drivers finally get to spray champagne in traditional style. Despite being a notoriously tricky track for overtaking, this race has been won from as low as 14th on the grid. Olivier Panis took victory in the extraordinary 1996 race, in which just 4 drivers finished.
And that is, there we go, that is the unmistakable sound of Formula One engines firing up. We're about to get our first drivers out on track. It is one of the Renault boys. And it's Pete Polini, first man out on the track. He's got the Williams of Hanil Patel behind him. Yeah, Ricard is actually filling in for Callum MacArthur at Mercedes this evening. Very interesting to see how he does. Of course, as far as the reserves points are concerned, the reserve points are not going to count towards the Drivers' Championship, but they will count towards the Constructors' Championship. Now, as much as I hate racing round here, it's still definitely one of those tracks that a lot of fans look forward to, just to see what could potentially happen. Now let's ride on board with Pete Polini.
I guess it's one of those tracks that it's very capable of throwing up an upset. Even those drivers a bit further back down the grid, for a bit of consistent driving, the chance to score some very good points.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened with me in the Formula 2 sprint race last night. It did have a few incidents, but I ended up getting my first TOTV podium last night, getting all the way up into second place, and as a result, I'm somehow 4th in the Formula 2 Championship.
Very good. Pete Polini's looking quite confident.
Yeah, Pete Polini coming through the tunnel now. Going up to Nouvelle Chicane. Yellow flags in sector 3. I think that's just for the Ferraris. And then you've got Michael Booker getting out of the way of some traffic.
Pete Polini getting very brave on those walls.
around this track, you want to be kissing the walls, not hugging them, because that's when the damage happens. LSP lean across the line, 111.3. Hanil Patel, 110.6, right out of the gate. Chris Harley, 111.1.
There's some wing damage coming into the tunnel. Somebody's tagged the wall there.
Yeah, we had Ricard invalidated his lap. He's going to have another crack at it. Here's Ivan. He's got Arthur Bowler right behind him. What are their times going to be? Ivan only a 1:13. Elijah LeBlanc's like to stay in the pits, and then you've got the 2 racing points of Lopez and Nilsson. Nilsson a 110.2. Then you've got Owen Lewis a 110.617, a few hundredths faster than Patel. Waddington electing to stay in the pits for now until the track starts to quiet down. And that's one of the Alphas getting in the way. Oh my word! I think that was Neil. It was. Well, it hasn't affected Lopez's lap too badly. And
we've got a collision.
We say that. Collision with Ricard. He gets a 5-place grid penalty for that. But Lopez, his lap time wasn't affected. Lopez's lap wasn't affected too badly. He managed to get didn't affect his lap too badly. 110.789 goes 8th.
Michael Booker's just come around to complete his flight.
JBL 112.3 goes 11th. We've got Waddington, LeBlanc, Neil and Ricard yet to set a lap time, and as I say that, Neil's just gone purple in sector 2.
That's good luck. I should see him comfortably through.
Yeah, 111.5. We've got LeBlanc and Waddington on outlaps right now.
Dean Barry's just coming through Rascas. Alright, he's bailing out into pits.
So you're probably looking at least 111s to guarantee getting through to the next part of qualifying.
In practice before this race, Philip Nielsen was looking exceptionally quick. He was down into the 1.9s in practice, so I expect him to set a much faster lap.
That would not surprise me if he did set a 1:09 in qualifying today. But nevertheless, here is our defending champion, Anthony Waddington. Let's take you for a lap round Monaco. Full throttle down the main straight, got a little traffic ahead, brakes into Saint Devot, about 70 miles an hour, then comes up the hill towards Massenet, and then into Casino Square. There you go. Then coming through Mirabeau now towards the slowest track on the calendar, the Grand Hotel hairpin. It used to be called the Lowe's hairpin, but it's now called the Grand Hotel hairpin. Coming towards Portier now. And then flat out through the tunnel, up through the gears. 5th, 6th, 7th. And then brakes about 100 meters before the entry into the Nouvelle Chicane. Yellow flags in sector 2. Comes through to back. Coming through the swimming pool complex now. Almost loses the back end, but does well to keep in good control. Comes up to Raskas now. And then the final corner, Anthony Nogues, the man who was the pioneer for street racing. And LeBlanc's in the wall. LeBlanc's in the wall at the swimming pool section.
Whoa!
And who was that? Was that the Mercedes? It was. It was the Mercedes with Arthur Bowler, and LeBlanc's now got a 5-second penalty. 5-place penalty, sorry.
I would expect a few incidents in qualifying. He got himself sideways there. It's not a lot of room to get out of in Monaco.
Absolutely, and Alira, who's actually my girlfriend Jessica, by the way, folks, saying that her toddler cheering on Anthony Waddington as we were going round the track. So looks like we've got a young Formula One fan in the making, folks.
Just another Waddington fan.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Here comes Ricard. Coming through the swimming pool section now, up to Raskas. Doing very well with his ERS management down the main straight. What's his time going to be? 1:13.4.
Always tagged the wall as well.
We've got enough classic. He's one of our fellow league racers. He's watching as well. Best of luck to everyone. This is the great thing about being part of leagues like this. Everyone's there to support each other, minus the rivalries that start to develop away from the track.
Certainly for league racing, this track is one that's always worth a watch, no matter who's going around it.
And Philip Nilsson, and we were just saying earlier we could be seeing a 1:09, and would you believe it? Philip Nilsson's done it in the first part of qualifying. He didn't need to improve, but he decided he'll have a crack at it anyway. And there we go, 1:09.937. Almost 3/4 of a second faster than anybody else. Dean Barry is second, meanwhile. He's at a 1:10.5. Pete Pellini third with a 1:10.607.
Dean Barry comes second in the TOTD race yesterday, so he's got, he should have a really strong chance here. He was very strong last night, so there's no reason he wouldn't be fast here.
His second place last night, that will definitely be a huge momentum boost for him heading into tonight. Got a few drivers on out laps right now. Ricard and LeBlanc electing to stay in the pits for now. LeBlanc still to set a lap time, but with the grid penalty he's got, he doesn't see much point in going back out, because he's going to be starting more or less near the back of the grid anyway. But here's Michael Booker in the Renault. There's yellow flags in sector 3. I think that was just the Alfa Romeo. We've got Gareth Lambourne watching as well. John O'Matic, his money's on Pete Pellini to win tonight. Very interesting to see how that plays out. Now, as far as driving a lap around this circuit with everything turned up to the max, you're looking at, speaking from experience, you're looking at keeping the ERS at level 4. And oh, Booker's kissed the wall slightly. Does he have any front wing damage though? You're looking at the ERS, you keep that at level 4 throughout the entire lap, so that way you've got the most usage out of the ERS.
Well, very strong lap from Booker actually. Jumps up to 14th, even with touching the wall. Very good.
1 minute 12.2. You've got Ricard and LeBlanc. They're on outlaps as well. This will be their last chance to try and improve, to see if they can make it into the next part of qualifying. Oh, and Booker's hit the wall again.
I think he's coming in the pits anyway.
Waddington's retired. Waddington's retired from the session. He's more than happy with his time. Irving Diaz is on an outlap. He's not going to make it. Irving Diaz has left it too late. Booker's retired from the session. That's bold.
Rijkaard is only on his time, unless he can find a lot of time in the end here. Improve.
It's a big ask. It's a big ask.
No, he doesn't improve.
Oh, he doesn't improve. So that's
JBL isn't up on his time either.
And JBL's done exactly what I suggested. Level 4 ERS all the way. And he does improve. That's him through. 111. 111.8. And LeBlanc did manage to get a lap time in, a 113.7. But he'll be starting stone dead last.
I think he's going around for another one.
There's not enough time. He's
I think Irvin Diaz did make it round in time. Oh, he's hit the wall though.
must be been a timing issue on our end. He hasn't got much time to make up.
I think he's clipped a bit of his wing though. I don't know how much that's going to be affecting him.
He's found a lot of time in the second sector. Where he pulled that from, I don't know. He's about half a second quicker. So here we go.
He's going to improve. Oh!
And he almost touches with the Ferrari! He almost touched the Ferrari of JBL, but Irving Diaz comfortably through. So there we go, that is it. It's Michael Booker, Ricard, and LeBlanc, they are all out of this first part of qualifying. Jorge's a very lucky man to still be in. There we go, that is it. First part of qualifying over. There must be some sort of timing issue on our end. But nevertheless, so there you go, Philip Nilsson, half a second quicker than anybody else. Then you've got Dean Barry, Polini, Lewis, Patel, Harley, Waddington, Bauer, Neal and Bowler. That's your top 10. Michael Booker, Ricard and LeBlanc out of qualifying. So now this is where strategy comes into play. We've had a couple of suggestions on strategy. Soft medium or soft medium soft. Because the soft tyres do not last long around here, but then you've got the medium tyres which are easily capable of doing 3/4 race distance if you're good with your tyre management. What would you say the ideal strategy for this race would be?
Purely mathematically speaking, the ideal strategy is... Oh, got McLaren spinning round.
Oh, and it's Ivan! Oh, and he's caused the traffic jam, and now he's got a grid penalty. Dean Barry's got a grid penalty. 2 grid penalties in the second part of qualifying already. Good.
They're not going to be happy with that.
Yeah, so Ivan and Dean, both with grid penalties for that traffic jam just out of Saint Devot. But anyway,
oh yeah, so
strategy-wise.
Yeah, so time-wise, the strategy is a soft medium, but obviously track position around here is so crucial. So you can do a medium hard, but that is about 20 seconds longer, and the hard tyres are about 2 seconds a lap as well. So any time spent on them, you're going to be under pressure from behind. If you've got or are expecting a lot of safety cars, or if you're very good with tyre management, you can do a soft medium, but it's tricky to stretch it out. The big thing that affects strategy here is wing changes. So there will be 1 or 2 drivers that will be able to drive an ideal strategy. Everyone else is going to be probably making 3 or 4 stops.
Yeah, so we've got a few drivers on hot laps right now. Anil Patel being one of them. He's got a fair bit of distance between him and Chris Harley, who's Ivan's teammate for this evening. Patel, 1 minute 10.7. Chris Harley, look at that, 1 minute 10.5 on the mediums. Looks like Harley might be going for a medium to soft strategy. And that's one of the racing points out of the way. Letting Lopez out of the way. Pete Polini on the mediums, a 1 minute 10.9. And Owen Lewis, 1 minute 10.4. Oh, thanks. Oh, thanks, Gareth. Gareth wishing me luck in my extreme race later, but Gareth, it's X3, not X2 that I'm racing in. Got a few drivers on medium tyres. Chris Harley coming into the pits. And Owen Bauer almost into the wall there.
Alpha Bowler's invalidated his lap. He seems to really be struggling. Oh, he's clipped the wall. There's some frustrations creeping in.
So Dean Barry, a 1 minute 10.8. And Irving Diaz, interested, 133 right in there.
Yeah, backed
Oh,
off towards the end of the lap.
Ah.
Quite significantly.
JBL coming. JBL back into the pits now.
Oh, Irving Diaz, very close.
And Philip Nilsson is on an out lap as well. Arthur Bowler out on track as well.
Philip Nilsson's just about to start a flying lap.
The top 7 are Top 7 are so close on time. Yeah, then, yeah, he's not just actually. Yeah, yeah. Enough Classic. He's not wrong on that one. The top 7 separated by less than half a second.
I have a feeling Philip Nielsen's about to upset the party there.
So a 1 minute 9 on mediums.
I suspect he might be able to put this on P1 here with those mediums, where there's a heavy snap of oversteer.
Second sector was okay.
I'm not sure how much time he would have lost for that snap. It's quite significant. It looks quick. It's very quick.
Oh! Ho, ho. Just missed out on the 1 minute 9s. But 1 minute 10.026 on mediums.
Crazy.
Nilsson's
Absolutely crazy.
Nilsson is going to be a tough guy to beat tonight.
Yeah, I mean, if he can get away at the beginning, I have a feeling he's just going to be able to pull away into the distance.
Yeah, if he starts on pole and he gets a good start, yeah, good luck catching him, that's all I can say.
How fast would that lap have been without that big snap of oversteer as well? That was quite a mistake in that lap to set that time.
It would have definitely been. It would have definitely been a 1 minute 9 without a doubt.
Does suggest that on the soft tyres though that he's more than capable of setting a 1 minute 9 for Q3.
Yeah. The Horgate right on the bubble, 1 minute 11.3. And with his grid penalty from the first part of qualifying, he'll end up starting net 15th. If things were to finish as they were now, he would get through to the top 10 shootout, and if he were to start 10th, he would end up going down to 15th because of his grid penalty. But then you've got a couple of other drivers to bear in mind as far as penalties are concerned. With Ivan and Dean Barry, they've got 5-place grid penalties as well. Would mean that Ivan would end up at the back of the grid with LeBlanc. Nevertheless, here's JBL. He's getting himself fired up. No, he's actually into the pits. He should have time to get a fresh set of boots on before going back out onto the track. But he only have time for like 1 lap at the very most. Dean Barry in the pits as well. Ivan had to let some traffic through. He's backed out of the lap. He's going to need to. He's got time. He's going to have another crack at it. 2 minutes to go, and it's JBL, Bauer, Diaz, Ivan, and Neil in the drop zone. Could they potentially pull something out of the bag here? And Irving did improve. But is it going to be enough? No, it isn't. He's just behind his teammate, and not by much as well.
And Neil manages to move up to 9th. 1:10.9. Linton on the bubble now.
Yeah, Ivan's coming into the pits. Yeah, he's out. He's not going to have time to come out for another lap. JBL, on the other hand, turning things up.
Empty Bowers hit the wall.
Time. That is very concerning for Bauer.
Oh, he's clipped it again. How much is it going to affect his... It's not enough. Yeah, he's not going to improve his time. Anthony Bauer's going to be out.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's going to make it through. He has a 1:11.2 though. But I don't think it's going to be enough. There's only about 20 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, front wings hanging off.
Jorge's on an out lap. He's going to have time. He will be able to get a lap in. Irving in the pits. He's out.
But JBL just coming into the chicane out the tunnel on a hot lap.
Yeah, yellow flag for 3. I think that was just the drivers coming into the pits. Waddington's on the bubble as well. I've only just noticed that. JBL slightly faster in sector 2.
Waddington's jumped up to 2nd. Oh,
what a lap time for him! And oh, JBL's in the wall! Damaged his front wing. That's him out. Oh dear, you lost a 2.5 seconds on that.
Jorge is a 10th up on the first sector. He needs to find about 4 tenths there.
How much more time can he find? He's almost 2 tenths up. He needs to find another couple of tenths. He needs to find another couple of tenths to try and get into the top 10 shootout.
Went a little deep there. He's gonna do it.
And across the line, and he's lost it. Well, that was a climactic end to the second part of qualifying. And Dean Barry makes it through. And he'll be starting on the mediums. Chris Harley's on the mediums as well, as is Philip Nilsson. So your top 10 for the shootout is Philip Nilsson, Waddington, Patel, Lewis, Harley, Bowler, Pellini, Lopez, Barry, and Neil. And from 2nd down to 8th, 4 tenths of a second, less than 4 tenths actually, separating them.
Can anyone get near Philip Nilsson on the soft tyres though? I suspect they're probably going to struggle.
Yeah, because like I said earlier, the soft tyres do not last long round here. So now here we go, 12 minutes. It's shootout time. Who's going to be on pole? You've got to think Philip Nilsson's the favourite. I mean, he's had great one lap pace, but yet hasn't been able to translate that into good race results. Actually, yes, he has. My mistake. He is 3rd in the championship. He has been very consistent this season so far. Chris Harley, Patel, Polini, Bowler, Barry, one of the Alphas, all out on track. And it is Owen Lewis. I mean, Owen Lewis hasn't had the best of seasons so far.
Yeah, it's a bit, hasn't he?
Some of Owen Lewis's qualifying performances haven't exactly been the best, but still being able to bounce back to get reasonably good results. Good to see him back in the top 10 shootout after not being in it for the last 2 or 3 races. Mattel back into the pits. Yellow flags in sector 3, that'll be for the Ferrari of Dean Barry. Lopez, Nilsson and Neil on out laps as well, but Neil elected to go onto the mediums, which is an interesting move.
Don't quite understand that one myself.
There we go, 1 minute 10.5, first lap of the day. Here's Arthur Bowler, the championship leader. What time's he going to put in? 1:11.2. About 3/4 of a second slower than Harley. And
Good luck from Owen Lewis.
1 minute 10.2. Dean Barry, 1:25. He must have backed off somewhere. Waddington electing to stay in the pits for now. Here's Philip Nilsson. I mean, you just see how smoothly he goes through each corner on this circuit. He's got purple sector 1. We're definitely going to see a 1 minute 9 here without a doubt. Coming through Nouvelle Chicane now. Philip Nilsson comes round. DRS wide open. What's his time gonna be? And there it is. There's your 1 minute 9. 1 minute 9.698. Philip Nilsson definitely saying, good luck catching me. Here comes Hanil Patel. Round Raskas now. And what's his time gonna be? 1 minute 10.8, puts him 5th. Halfway through the shootout, Philip Nilsson on pole position. Owen Lewis in second. Dean Barry third. Chris Harley fourth. Patel fifth. Bowler sixth. Neil seventh. Then you've got Waddington, Pellini and Lopez yet to set a lap time. As I say that, Pellini coming up towards Massenet and Casino Square for his first flying lap of the shootout. Okay, sector 1 for now.
It has certain into the chicane there.
A little slow in sector 2. Probably 1 minute 10s, 1:11s maybe. And he still gets a good lap time now. 1:10.3 puts him fourth. We haven't actually focused on him all day, but nevertheless, here is the boss of the Extreme Racing League, Cesar Lopez. And oh, they, hello, purple sector 1. Bellini might need to get out of the way. Slowing down, indeed he does. Get out of the way. Not quite a purple sector 2.
He seems to have his ride height set a little low for this track. He's really struggling on some of the curbs.
That's definitely where he's losing some of the time. But nevertheless,
still looks
comes
quick.
Across the line. 1 minute 10.4 puts him fifth. That's a great lap time from Lopez. And Waddington still in the pits. There's about 3 minutes to go. He's leaving it quite late to have one last shot at pole.
Back out on a set of soft tyres.
About 2.5 minutes to go now. Waddington's still in the pits. And Bowler's managed to improve with a 1:10.3, pushing Lopez down to 6th. Is Waddington going to come out?
Neil puts a 10.4 in. He's managed to get ahead of Beard.
And Waddington, he has left it very, very late.
Philip Nilsson improves.
Is it going to pay off for him though? Oh, yellow flags in sector 2. It's Arthur Bowler. Lost a lot of time. Barry go through. Barry 1 minute 10.1. That's 6:10 slower than Nilsson. There is not much in it between second and eighth. Only 4/10 separating them. Nilsson in the pits. He's happy with how he's done. 20 seconds to go. And Waddington coming round to start his one and only lap for this top 10 shootout. Can he spoil the party? Sweeps through Massenet in Casino Square. Very good first sector time. He's going to have the Williams of Patel in front of him.
He's going to improve.
Yeah,
He does, he goes third.
Yeah, 1 minute 10.157. Dean Barry doesn't improve at all. Waddington's hit the wall. Waddington's hit the wall at the Nouvelle Chicane. And that's the dangers of leaving it as late as he did. If you leave it too late and you make a mistake like that, that's it. Lap over. One 16.7. No, Owen Lewis invalidated his lap. He's not going to be able to do another lap here. There you go, that's it. So Pete Pellini third, but it's Philip Nilsson with a barnstormer of a lap on pole. And Dean Barry.
Dean Barry gets a penalty, doesn't he? So Pete will be second.
Dean Barry will go down to 7th, so it'll be Philip Nilsson and Pete Pellini on the front row. But Waddington at the end, though, that is going to be that's a bit of a mountain to climb from 10th place. But nevertheless, here we go, folks. It is round 6 of the Extreme 1 Racing League. We come to you from the Monte Carlo circuit here at Monaco. The track opened, the Monte Carlo Casino opened in 1863, and through land reclamation, Monaco's landmass expanded by 20%, and it's the only track on the calendar that doesn't have a race distance of 305 kilometers, because if it did, instead of 78 laps, we'd be doing 92 laps, which could push the race towards the 2-hour time limit. But nevertheless, it is a great circuit. This historic circuit hasn't changed much over the near 70-year history of the track. 2.07 miles, 1 DRS zone down the main straight, 19 corners, 8 to the left and 11 to the right. Some of the action zones to look out for. Saint-Devote with the overtaken with Hamilton on Schumacher in 2011. The first of our Talk of the Devil elite clips, we had Caesar versus Anthony round Mirabeau on the last lap. And then you have the Grand Hotel hairpin with the race start back in 2000. And then Nouvelle Chicane when Anthony ran out of fuel and Caesar took the race win. 3 tyre compounds. It's the softest of the Pirelli range. The C5, the soft, the medium's the C4, and as hard's the C3. About 2 seconds a lap slower than the soft. And you're looking at roughly 23 to 24 seconds for your pit stop. So here's the starting grid then. It is Philip Nilsson for Racing Point on pole position. A dominant lap with the pedigree he has. Then you've got Pete Polini alongside him on the front row. Owen Lewis, his best qualifying performance of the season so far, in 3rd place. Then you've got Chris Harley alongside him in 4th. Arthur Bowler, good qualifying from him, in 5th. Then you've got the boss Lopez in 6th. Dean Barry down to 7th because of a grid penalty he incurred during qualifying. Then you've got Neil alongside him in 8th. Hanil Patel, who'll be very satisfied with that in the Williams, in 9th. And Waddington, a qualifying to forget for him, in 10th. Can he recover to get onto the podium? And then looking down the rest of the grid, you've got Anthony Bauer right behind Waddington, and you've got Irving Diaz. And then you've got JBL in the Ferrari, Michael Booker, Ricard in 15th, Jorge in 16th with his grid penalty, and Ivan in 17th with his grid penalty, and LeBlanc is starting at the back because he got a grid penalty as well. Everyone outside the top 10 starting on the mediums, with Dean Barry, Philip Nilsson and Chris Harley starting on mediums as well. Everyone else starting on the softs. So almost time for lights out. And Lopez giving us the all clear. 39 laps of this 2.07 mile circuit.
Hold on to your hats.
Could be in for a barnstormer here. "39 laps of the Monaco Grand Prix. Here come the lights, and when they go out, it will be race time in Monaco." Philip Nilsson had a very good start there. Ricard had a very good start. And going into Santavort, and Pete Polini straight to the lead, just like that! And oh, carnage already! Carnage already! And that was, oh my word, what on earth happened there? And that's one of the Mercedes, it's Ricard. Ricard's had issues. And Callum MacArthur, a late addition onto the grid. My goodness me, what on earth happened there? Callum MacArthur, interestingly, on the grid, even though he didn't take part in qualifying, as Dean Barrett, as JBL gets past Ivan round the hairpin. But the real talking point here, Pete Polini, what a start he had. He is in the lead. Are we going to be seeing any first lap front wing changes? We've seen it so often. Indeed we are. Arthur Bowler caught up at the start. And Ivan caught up as well. Wallington already with a 3-second time penalty, but nevertheless, this is the running order at the end of lap 1. You've got Pete Polini in the lead, Philip Nilsson second, Owen Lewis third, Chris Harley fourth, Lopez fifth, Dean sixth, Neil seventh, Wallington eighth, Irving ninth, and Horgate rounding up the top 10. What a start from Polini though. How he pulled that out of the hat, I don't know.
They certainly spiced up the battle for first. There's a risk of Philip Nilsson just walking away with it.
Indeed, you've got Polini, Nilsson and Lewis all battling for the lead. They're starting to pull away from everybody else. Chris Harley's about a couple of seconds behind. Michael Booker, time penalty. Lap 3, DRS enabled. Nilsson's got a time penalty now. And Dean Barry, fastest lap of the race, 1:13.039. Still early days in the race. And Ivan electing to go onto the hard tyres. That should see him through to the end of the race. And Rickard into the pits now. And it is a front wing change for him. With how badly the race has fallen apart so quickly for the Mercedes team, they could potentially lose the lead in the championship for the constructors. And Arthur Bowler could potentially lose the lead in the drivers' championship. They both go on to both Mercedes on medium tyres. Should comfortably see them through to the end of the race. We'll wait and see what happens. Nilsson with DRS on Polini. Not quite close enough to make any sort of impact. And Warrington's in the pits already. That's very early for him. Front wing change. Yep. It's just all falling apart for the championship contenders so quickly.
If I was Owen Lewis, I would consider maybe just settling in. I have a feeling that Philip Nilsson and Pete Polini are going to go to war very soon. I think they're going to be quite aggressively battling for position. So if I was Owen Lewis, I would maybe just settle in behind them, let them kind of take each other out and then reassess it a bit. I don't think he needs to be, put himself under too much pressure here. He's just got to follow them around.
Definitely not an easy track to overtake on.
You know, I mean, if you think of the pace that they have as well, if you're following along behind Philip Nilsson, you've got to be happy with your race pace.
Yeah, Nilsson and Lewis DRS on Polini. But again, not able to make any sort of impact. On to lap 5 already. Polini and Nilsson, they're starting to pull away from Lewis now. Chris Harley there, just got a time penalty. Wouldn't be too surprised if we see a few of those. Oh, yellow flag to sector 2. It's one of the Ferraris. It's JBL. JBL has lost it out of Nouvelle Chicane.
It's going to be a new front wing.
That is a lot of front wing damage. That is not what JBL would have wanted. And into the pits he comes. And all this yellow flags is actually wanted. One of the Haas drivers. Callum MacArthur. I think he overshot it at Sandevot. Arthur Bowler got through. A little further ahead, meanwhile, you've got this battle here for 9th and 10th place for Irving, Patel and Bauer. They're going right on the gearbox of Jorge very shortly. Patel right on the back of Irving now. And oh, got to be careful you don't make contact.
You're going to make a move.
Tries to have a lunge, thinks better of it. Dean Barry, meanwhile, right on the back of the boss. Oh, and Barry tried to have a lunge there at Nouvelle Chicane. Thought better of it. He's lost a lot of time as a result. He's going to need to try and make that back up. DRS wasn't able to make any sort of impact. Nilsson still on the back of Pellini. Lewis on the back of Nilsson. We're back to a 3-car scrap for the lead.
Hanley's pulling up behind him as well. He's come to join in.
Yeah, thanks for the update on that one, Matt. Matt's closing in. Chris Harley, sorry. Chris Harley's closing in. He wants a piece of the action.
Leader's all over the back of Caesar again. He's caught back up.
He's managed to make that back up. And Ricard in the pits again. Another front wing change. And Chris Harley, that's very early for him. 7 laps on the mediums, that's very early. Unless front wing change.
Dean Barry into turn 1. Oh, he's in the wall. Contact. And Neil's joining the back as well.
Damage. Doesn't look like there's any damage on the Ferrari. Lucky to have avoided any if he has.
I think it was more kind of wheel into wall rather than wing into. It was still a pretty heavy whack. Oh, he's tapped the back of him. Still getting a bit of scrap.
Yeah, you've got to be careful on that one.
Dean Barry's just tapped the wall. Philip Nilsson is all up the back of Pete. He's maybe close enough. He's...
Yeah, Barry's in the pits.
He's done it.
Philip Nilsson back into the lead of the race. And look at the gap he's pulled out already.
Pete Pelini went a little deep into turn 1.
When you look at the gap that Nilsson's pulled out already, he's almost 2 seconds ahead of Pelini.
He's the beast, though. He's gone.
Yeah.
He had so much space sitting in his pocket, just waiting to pass.
Yeah, and as soon as he got through, he's just like, "Yep, see you later, folks."
Those soft tyres are going to start to go off now as well, so I don't think there's a lot they're going to be able
Owen
to do.
Lewis in the pits. Owen Lewis in the pits as you say that. 10 laps on those soft tyres.
Heel all on the back of Giza. Up the hill out of turn 1. He's going to make a move. Oh, he's backed out.
Probably the wisest thing to do at that point. That's a bit interestingly, like I say, Owen Lewis going onto the hard tyres, interestingly. Maybe you feel he doesn't have the pace on them.
On the house into turn 1.
Maybe.
Oh! Elijah back. Elijah into the wall.
Wallington's through. This could be the start of his recovery drive. He was as low down as 15th or 16th at one point. He's now back up to 12th.
Neil's got through on Caesar as well. I missed that.
Yeah, Neil up into 3rd place now. Pete Pelini in from 2nd place. Pelini and Lopez going on to the mediums.
Chris Hanley's just gone around the outside of Anthony Barron to turn 1. Those softs have absolutely dropped off a cliff.
Absolutely. Those that are on soft tyres now, they're going to need to start thinking about coming in to get the tyres changed.
But Nilsson 14 seconds in the lead.
Yeah, that lead he's built up, and that's bearing in mind people have started making pit stops behind him. He's got enough time to make a pit stop of his own and still come out in the lead, because Neil has just come into the pits just now. There you go, 25-second gap.
I think Owen Lewis has managed to leap Pete Pelini in the pits.
Yeah, indeed he has. But he's got Holgate to negotiate. He's got Pelini behind him. Pelini on the faster of the tyre compounds.
This could be crucial because it looks like Owen Lewis is going to be 1 stopping. It looks like Pete Pelini is going to be 2 stopping. So the fact that Owen Lewis is in front of him is really crucial for their strategies.
Absolutely.
Pete is going to have to get past him.
Ideally, the sooner the better. Look at that, Nilsson 26 seconds ahead on the track. And that gap is continuing to grow. Irvin Diaz
Chris Hanley into turn 1.
Chris up into 5th now as a result of that. Waddington, what a recovery drive he's had. He's back up into 9th. We're in the Battle of the Mexicans. You've got Lopez getting ahead of... ahead of Irving Diaz. And that is Arthur Bowler. The championship leader is out. Just came into the pits and just retired. It's been a race to forget for him. Not what he would have wanted at all.
Colin Lewis, all over the back, Irvin Diaz. Gonna make a move.
Lewis on Jorge, and he's through! Through with ease! But now here's the big question. Is Lewis gonna start reeling Nilsson in? 14 laps on those mediums. Probably push them to about lap 20, lap 25 maybe.
Pete Pellini looking awful in Jorge. He is in a hurry to get past.
Neil managed to get past Waddington.
He's making the move. No, he's backed out.
There's so much action going on, I don't even know where to focus. Irving getting past Irving keeping Neil behind him. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and oh! That's put Waddington in the wall. Waddington will not be happy about that at all. Is that
Pete passes into turn 1.
Change? Indeed it is, as Pete Pellini gets past Jorge into 3rd.
Caesar's crawled up onto the back as well now.
And now Chris Harley's in on the action. He wants a piece of this. And LeBlanc in the pits.
Chris Hanley in. Oof.
And Chris Harley gets through.
Very robust overtake.
Very well played there from Harley. So look at the gap at the front. Nilsson, 30 seconds ahead of anybody else on the track. Lopez gets past Jorge meanwhile. And all that hard work Waddington did for getting through after his first front wing change, he's going to need to do it all over again. And Neil's encountered technical issues. Neil has encountered technical issues. That's the sort of thing you really could do without. Nevertheless, Lopez with DRS on Chris Harley. Is he going to have a run into Sandoval? No, he isn't. A little further back, meanwhile, you've got Booker trying to defend from Patel and Bauer. Patel got the DRS. He's going to have a lunge. And just like that. Patel into the point. And Booker's encountered issues. And Bauer gets past. Lost 2 places in 1 corner. We're almost at half distance now, and Lopez makes contact with Harley! Surely he'll have to give the place back! Surely he'll have to give the place back. He made contact. There you go, indeed he does. Fair play to Caesar. Fair play to Caesar for doing that. Dean Barry battling with Neil. A little further ahead, you've got Pete Polini trying to get past Owen Lewis for second place. Almost 32 seconds between this battle and the leader, Philip Nilsson. Nilsson's overtake on Polini, absolutely crucial in this race, without a doubt. Polini's got DRS on Lewis. We've got Neil back in, Neil's back in the lobby. We've got Jorge in the pits. 17 laps on those mediums. It will probably be hards he'll go on to. Indeed it is. KBL with a time penalty. There you go, everyone on track is on either mediums or hards, and as I say that, Philip Nilsson into the pits. And he's on to the hards. Got more than enough time. Comfortably back into the lead. Now the only question is, should he get to the finish? How big is that winning gap going to be? I mean, the gap down to 13 seconds. Well, back down, it's down to 12 now because of that pit stop. So about looked like it was about 20 seconds for his pit stop, actually. Irving into the pits now. Michael Booker in the pits as well. Polini is on the faster of the tyre compounds, but he's not quite close enough to make any sort of impact on Lewis at the moment. Lopez had a lunge at Harley down into the first corner. Nothing came of it.
Looks like he's struggling.
Callum MacArthur in the pits now. 19 laps on the mediums. Soon to be 20. Are we about to encounter laps traffic? We've already got people lapped. Callum MacArthur will be the latest once Nilsson catches up. And Nilsson starting to pull a gap out, starting to continue building his gap already. Nilsson does indeed have the fastest lap of the race so far, 1:12.9. and nobody's even, the closest is a 1:13.0 from Dean Barry. Blue flags, get out of the way. Dean Barry, more than likely a front wing change. JBL in the pits as well. It's Dean Barry who's got the fastest lap outside the top 10 now.
Sees low, doesn't see the chicane.
Wait, what happened?
Oh. He's through.
I didn't even catch that. What happened there?
He went down the inside into the chicane, but he didn't quite get stopped in time, so it was forced to kind of drive across the chicane and then to kind of come out of it side by side. But he managed to get the inside for the combo. It was it was effective.
It's only paid off for Lopez. He's into 4th.
Pete Bellini's still stuck behind Owen Lewis. This is really working in Owen Lewis's favour here.
Absolutely. There's 16 laps to go after this. Because Lewis is doing well to keep Bellini back, Nilsson is continuing to build his gap. It's nearly 15 seconds now.
I don't expect Philip Nilsson to pit again, so that's kind of it. I mean, I think Owen Lewis could maybe go to the end. I mean, it's going to be a little bit tough, but those hard around here. Pete Bellini, I expect to have to go into pits again. Pete Bellini on the inside into turn 1. Oh, I'm not quite sure how there was in contact there. Oh, Lewis holds on to it though. Waddington's all over back of Hawaii.
Lap 24 now. The gap's now 16 seconds between Nilsson, and this battle for second place between Owen Lewis and Pete Bellini. Nothing coming of it as of yet. That could all change. Yellow flags in sector 2. It was just back markers getting out of the way of front runners. There's just no separating these two at the moment.
It's an interesting battle for ninth developing between Jorge Waddington and Dean Barry. As I say, that Dean Barry clips all.
There we go. Ricard getting another time penalty there. Wallington's back into the point. Moving with the time penalty there. Again with DRS. Again, can't get anything from it. Oh, Polini tried to have a lunge there. Casino Square thought better of it.
Dean Barry and Waddington battling going up the hill out of turn 1.
A little bit of traffic there. Michael Booker.
Oh, Wallington's in. He hit the back.
And oh, Wallington again! How did he avoid any damage?
I think he crashed into the back of Jorge, sorry.
Looking at his front wing, it doesn't look like he sustained any damage. And oh, he does now. He's going on to the softs. He might as well go for the fastest lap. May as well. Those soft tyres should see him through to the end of the race, providing he doesn't have any more drama like we just saw.
I think it was kind of hitting that crossover point. So Owen Lewis is starting to pull away a bit from Pete Bellini.
For the last 2 point pin positions here between Dean Barry and Jorge Simone, and Dean Barry gets through with ease. Yellow flags in sector 2. Callum MacArthur's had an off. Rouvel chicane again.
Pete Bellini is at the back of Owen Lewis going into turn 1. Contact. Oh, he's. Oh.
And Pete Bellini through. Oh! Owen Lewis will be livid with that.
It's a real shame he was having such a good race.
Nilsson, interestingly, into the pits. He saw what happened.
It's
He
for
must have been
a
aware
new
of what
front
happened.
wing.
Oh, safety car's out! Absolute master stroke from Philip Nilsson. An absolute masterstroke from Nilsson. The safety car is out. Grandstand finish time, anyone?
This is going to bunch them all up for the last couple of laps, and there's going to be absolute mayhem.
Everyone's going onto the softs. Everyone going onto the softs. Neil's on softs. Lopez electing to go onto the mediums.
Anyone not
Ivan-
going onto fresh tyres is going to be a sitting duck on the restart. But you're going to end up giving up a lot of track position right before the end of the race.
Yeah, and he's one of the Red Bulls allowed to get through there. Allowed to unlap himself. And it was Waddington, interestingly. 5-second penalty, though, for ignoring the yellow flag.
Waddington qualified.
Not the first time that's happened this season.
I'm not sure he'd been given the to unlap himself.
But he's done it anyway.
Pete Pelini is opting to stay out.
That is interesting.
Michael Buffett disqualified as well. Same thing as Waddington.
But yet they're still in the race, somehow.
Oh, collision under safety car. Cesar Lopez in the back of Patel. It's almost as if the game decided like there hadn't quite been enough carnage. One DNF simply wasn't enough.
It definitely looks like it. The way to look at it is by the time everyone catches up, safety car will be coming in.
Oh, there's contact. Dean Barry's around.
Oh dear. Oh, there's few issues there.
Oh, he's in.
And as a result of that, that has put Waddington back into the points.
But I'm still seeing the rest of the record that he's disqualified, so I don't know whether that will kick in once the safety car goes in.
absolutely. And the safety down the car for a 5-second penalty for corner cutting. Safety car in this lap.
Here we go.
6 laps to go.
What's Pete Pedini going to be
Grandstand finish
on
time.
those old medium tyres? You've got to imagine he's going to be under attack straight away.
Yeah, because you've got
Can Philip
Patel,
Nielsen get
Lopez,
away cleanly
Harley,
again?
Neil and Lewis all on fresh tyres. Lewis on the softs. There we go, green flags, and it's race time once again here at Monaco. Nielsen had a very good start, and he's already pulling away. Like I say,
He's struggling for grip on those old mediums.
So as soon as the safety car came out, Philip Nielsen came in. Absolute master stroke from Nielsen. And Dean Barry has the fastest lap of the race, 1:12.108. I would imagine Nielsen will be taking that away from him very shortly. Ricard with a 3-second penalty. And, yellow flags in sector 1.
The sack.
Oh, and something's happened to Jorge.
They were going 3 wide out of the
He
chicane.
lost a couple of places. He's lost part of his front wing as well. Both end plates are gone.
Oh, Caesar's on the wall as well, just as part of his front wing.
He's lost his left end plate, yep. He's lost his end plate. And there we go, Philip Nielsen. Look at that, 1:11! And DRS is enabled again. 4 laps to go. Chris gets past Neil. Neil's got technical issues again. And Lopez in the pits. Oh, and LeBlanc. LeBlanc's in the pits and he has retired from the race.
Owen Lewis into the chicane. Contact, Owen Lewis.
And oh, he spun it! He spun it! Oh, and he's made contact with Patel!
Oh.
It's all fallen apart so quickly for Lewis. fastest lap outside the top 10, but try and get a 112. Tall ask. ABO with a time penalty. A couple of laps to go. Driver of the day, Matt?
It's just got to go. It's got to go to Philip Nilsson. I think he's been so far ahead of all the other drivers. He hasn't made any mistakes. Certainly not that we've seen. You've really got to struggle to look much past him.
You definitely. Yeah, you'd be hard pressed to find anybody as faultless as Philip has been throughout. Not just the qualifying, but the race as well.
I think a lot of these drivers will be very eager to get to Canada next week and put this one behind them. The stewards are going to be very, very busy.
Indeed they will, and not just from this race, but they'll have the X3 race which gets underway shortly, and then it will be on to the X2 race as well. Yellow flag in sector 2. But this man, faultless in qualifying, faultless in the race, minus a couple of penalties. And as I say that, Ivan gets a 10-second time penalty for corner cutting.
Lewis and Waddington still going out on the last lap. I think the positions are going to jump around a lot to the penalties, so finishing positions are finishing grid.
Indeed, wait and see what happens. But Philip Nilsson coming through for the last time today. He has been faultless throughout the entire session. Faultless in qualifying, faultless in the race. Philip Nilsson on the streets of Monaco comes round the final corner to take the victory. Now we wait and see.
Owen Lewis into the back of
what
Waddington in
happens.
the chicane. Desperately
see
trying to
what
get
happens.
past.
Now we see what happens with time penalties. Pete Polini, second for now. Anil Patel looks like he keeps the podium. Waddington down to 8th. Looks like that's where he'll stay. Yep, there you go. That is it. Anil Patel on the podium. There you go. A Swede in the middle of two Americans. Stellar performance all round. So let's have a recap of what happened. It looks like everyone got penalties. Philip Nilsson taking the win. Pete Polini second. Anil Patel third. Chris Harley fourth. Neil, Owen Lewis, Anthony Bauer, Waddington, Irving and Horgate. That's your top 10. and it is Dean Barry that takes the fastest lap outside the top 10. You've got Booker, Barry, Lopez, MacArthur, JBL, Ricard and Ivan, and the non-finishers LeBlanc and our former championship leader now, Arthur Bowler. Well, I'm going to need to go and get ready for my X3 race, but Matt, thanks very much for joining me this evening. Good luck in your X2 race.
Thank you very much. Good luck to you as well.
And but yeah, so that's it for me this evening, folks. But you can stay tuned because we've got X3 coming up shortly, and then at 8 PM you've got the X2 race. But until then, it's good night for me. Thanks for watching. Bye bye for now.